you all so much, and I'm so glad the slides are working. And I'm a fast talker, a slow talker, and a long talker. So this is my first official ever telling my story. So I tried to get out of it, and I tried to back out, and I was told, the hotel's already been paid, so we can't give you a refund, and we know that's not true. I'm going to make some jokes, but I'm going to tell you. I first want to start with gratitude. Anna talked about gratitude yesterday, and let me tell you, the relationships I've met here, the connections I've made, I wish I knew you all in my 20s. Boot with the fur back there. I stepped on her boot yesterday, and I said, that's okay, I got a hitch in my giddy up too. And we connected, we bonded, okay? So I am a successful teen mom. I am the first woman in my family to ever graduate high school. Go to college. This year I've lost 40 pounds. I'm a twice published author, an intuitive, an empath. I was a successful leader in corporate America, and I have celebrated my accomplishments, and I'm confident today, but I never was that girl. So I'm going to share my journey and what really resonated with me. So I don't even have an offer. I recently retired with my husband, and I'm busier than I've ever been. My clients won't let me go. Just do something. So I have a little $19 school group where we meet and we do all the good juju. The community. I want to thank Cynthia for inviting me here. I was so scared, and I did her podcast. And she said, you need to come tell your story. And I was like, Cynthia, I've never spoken, but I really want to be a transformational speaker now that I'm retired. And travel like Vicki and Chris over there. It's Chris, right? Yes. I want to thank the people that are in this room supporting us. Husbands, spouses, and I have my best, one of my dearest friends, Sheila, who's a trauma therapist, who have just meeting her, we have healed each other. And she deals with my gas at night. She was getting people water yesterday. And I told my husband, there's a guy here named Chris, and he's so good to his wife. They've been married. I've been married 36 years. They've been married 35, and it reminded me of my husband and I said, I can't wait for you to travel with me. And he goes, yeah, but not everybody has a Sheila. Sheila got up and got someone water yesterday. I was like, that's Sheila. I knew exactly where she was going. So I want to talk today about the ripple we don't see and how our unhealed trauma patterns affects leadership and my journey to get there, to figure it out, to be up here speaking in front of you, right? And like I said, I'm an empath and intuitive, and I'm a psychic medium. I don't share that much, and I was like blown away when it happened, and my family thinks I'm batshit crazy, and I am. But most leadership training focuses on strategies, productivity, performance, branding, messaging, your why, all those things, and I've learned it. I've coached others how to do it, and I want to talk about how leadership also shapes the patterns we carry, or the patterns we carry affect our leadership. Okay, we don't recognize them. We're in the moment, saying no, boundaries. And thank you for your little pep talk today, Aruna. I'm nervous as I'll get out right now. So what's rarely talked about is emotional intelligence. And we talked about recognizing it in other people, but also yourself and how you're responding to things. And it shapes how we handle pressure, leading others, communicating with others, trusting ourselves, and I call it the ripple effect. All right? There's a moment this all just rained down on me like a ton of bricks. I've been coach, I've been leadership, I have all these things, and I didn't even realize it, and this has become my why. It all played together. And all of you in the room have hinted on it. My daughter came to me, and we had a relationship growing up. And she started telling me how she was feeling. I started crying and telling her, I thought I did a good job, and my mom, when I was your age, she said, Mom, I'm going to stop you. Because every time I come to you telling you how I feel, you start crying, I comfort you, and I need my mom. My first thought was, where'd she get her? I would never talk to my mom that way. But then I was like, ouch. Holy crap. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I don't share things with you because I hurt you. You talk about your mom, the pain. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like that mirror effect. How many of you pluck all your chin hairs? And then you're somewhere and you're like, what the hell is this long? Like, how did I miss that? It's just like that, right? So every reaction, every habit, every generational pattern rained down on me like, holy crap, she was right. Now, our ripple goes outwards. Every relationship, every career, being an entrepreneur, it follows you. It doesn't go away. It's the way we lead. Now listen, if you have a family like mine, emotional patterns, they show up big and explosive. I was the one in my family that was quiet.
Really?
Thank you. I would have never done this. I don't need a microphone, do I? My mom was a tough mom of 6 kids. We were on welfare. No daddies. She was married 5 times. When I got married, I was going to run away, and she goes, you're going to break his heart. Besides, you can get a divorce later. She talked me back into the church. All right. I quickly learned the role in my family. I cried a lot. I was the sensitive one. My mom wrote memories of us kids, and in a cookie jar she put these notes, and when she died I found mine that said, I remember how sensitive Tracy was because every time I yelled at the other kids, she's the only one that would cry. I learned to people please. I learned to let them have an opinion about how I felt, but I wasn't allowed an opinion in what they were going through. I was becoming an empath. I could feel every emotion, and I cared deeply, like Janet was talking about. And Dr. Connie was talking about how her son learned from her. I learned from my mother. Act tough, be tough. Suck it up. Right? And then when I got pregnant, she was like, I told you, and you got to get out of the house. I finished my high school year, pregnant, fought the teachers to stay in. I was a straight A student, captain my volleyball team, but even my straight A's weren't good enough. So what did I do? I brought it into adulthood. And the ripple pattern follows us. We don't communicate, we don't set boundaries, we don't say no, we don't think we're worth it. We'll work harder, stronger, be the yes woman, trying to make everybody see that I can do this, I'll take on more. We've all been talking about this so much, right? This is what I heard. I worked for kids and families, okay? In a company that is very well known, but it was a nonprofit religious organization. And with my intuitive gifts, that didn't go very well. They could accuse me of witchcraft. I'm like, God did that, not me. Okay, so I heard you're too sensitive. You take things personally. You need a thicker skin. And I did what every other sensitive person does. I went in the bathroom and cried. I washed my face and came out and acted like I was okay. And I took on more, and if I do more, work harder, I would train the people. I was often called on my intuitiveness because I was very insightful about kids and families. But I didn't get the promotions. I didn't get them. Emotional leaders hear you're too sensitive. Direct leaders say, here, you can be too blunt. Right? And quiet leaders say you need to speak, that you're being told you need to speak up more. Right? And we all have heard a version of these. But great leaders, it's not about one personality type. It's about emotional awareness. Not just for you. Bruce was talking on that. What about the person you're talking to? Be aware of it. Know they have a story too. We've all had stories. We all have. And it's not just about you. But yes, it is about you. I met a woman, Anita Shakina, and I said, Anita, I'm finally selfish. She said, oh girl, stop. Like you did to me this morning. They're selfish, which sounds very negative. It's a negative feeling. They're selfless, where you give, but then they're self-full. Ooh, right? Steal it. Her name's Anita Shakina. A mentor I just met at a campfire. That's all, right? I quit that job. I got tired of getting passed up for promotions. I got tired of everything. It was a great job. I was fully vested, had a 401. I walked away. Woo! Thank you. I felt so good, girl. And I bought a restaurant. Bad idea. Existing restaurant that some friends owned, and I got into it, and I invested this money. I borrowed it from my brother, who I was shocked to have the money and never told me he had that much money. Because the bank wouldn't give it to me. He said, I'll give it to you. Okay. And I had prayed for it, a door to open. 2 years into that, I had drained my entire savings. Put our family in financial stress because it was bankrupt. I'd given up a career I loved, and I wish they had recognized my hard work. And then I got pissed at God. Why have you abandoned me? Why aren't you there for me? I have worked so hard. I've done everything. Everything. Let's fight. I don't believe in you anymore. I'm done. I don't even want to wake up tomorrow. Don't wake me up tomorrow. Next day I went in a rolling car accident. 300 feet into a cornfield. This is our truck. I was on the passenger side when I came to, and when my husband and I were fighting, I made him put on a seatbelt. He's a police sergeant. Put on your seatbelt, Mr. Officer. He put it on. We went rolling. When I came to, he was out of the truck, but I was not. My leg was pinned underneath the truck. They didn't know where my leg was. Missed boots with the fur. That's why I have a hitch in my video. I broke my femur, my wrist, my collarbone, tore my spleen, died, said goodbye to my husband, and I went to heaven. Now my story is in this book, Pray Don't Panic. I'm an anthology book. My other one's about the chakras and how I released all this. I don't have them here, but you can go to my website. I had a choice. God's standing there, and he said, my mom's behind him. We just had a relationship starting, talking about these emotional patterns and where she got it from. I could see my husband. He said, you have a choice. I said, tell my mom I'll see her again someday. I was back in my body that quick. And then the jokes came. Cutting off my clothes. There's a better way to see a girl naked, guys. Where's my husband? As long as he's not driving, let's go. Right. Here's how unhealed patterns show up. Entrepreneurs, we avoid our visibility, we undercharge, we overwork, all those things. We avoid difficult conversation, we seek approval, we micromanage, and we hold back when we are in leadership. All those things. Bruce is like, yes, we do. I loved my job with kids and families. I was very good at it. But I was hiding my dysfunction behind it. My brother came to me and said, "You are one of the strongest, most resilient, powerful women I know, and if you just leave all of that alone and recognize what you are and see yourself the way I see you, you would stop fighting those battles you've already conquered." Which is why I started with my success. And this story, I could talk all day long, but we underlaid, we hesitate, we doubt, we hold back. I am the most confident in my own skin that I've ever been in my entire life. After the car accident, I doubled my investment and sold that business. I did what it took to make money, show it on the books, and get the hell out. And I invested in coaching, where I'm talking about healing, helping empaths. Then I helped them build businesses. I invested in coaches. I always invested in myself. Now I help entrepreneurs do all the back end. I love being an executive assistant. I'm a techie nut, right? I don't even have an offer anymore. What do you need? I'll help you. And it's not people pleasing. It's for me. I'm traveling with my husband. He just retired.